So I've started a new project today, and what I've decided is that I will take you along that journey with me. As I want to help you and inspire you, I thought what a better way of doing it than actually showing you the process that I go through. Now, some time ago this was supposed to be a swing seat. I was supposed to be putting a swing up here, but decided that actually it would probably have a better use. So I've left it alone for quite some time now. And then last week I had one of those light bulb moments and thought an arbour seat would look nice. So part of what I'm going to show you is how I'm going to build this, and I've already started building it, as you can see, and I've used 3x3. This is 3x3 wood. I'm not doing any special joints on it. There's just absolutely no point. It won't improve it at all, and I'm not a joiner, so I will do it the way that I do it. So we've used these X screws, which are 6 inches long, which actually screw through to there, as you can see. Well, you can't see, but that's where they go. And that's 3 inches, that wood. So they screw through, so there's a good 3 inches going into that section. Now I've got a lot more to add to this. I've got lots more back sections to put on onto here, and I should be doing that tomorrow. And this is the length of wood I've been using. So you buy them like that in lengths, and we have a local stockist where I get these from. So what I'm intending to do, and I'll give you a bit of an insight now so you can follow me, is the roof will be corrugated tin to match in with the shack that I built a couple of years back. And the shape of this is actually to mimic the shack a little bit. I wanted it to have some kind of a look. So it's got that overhanging roof. Looks a bit silly at the moment, but it won't do, because I should be doing a lot of work to that to improve the looks of it. But the left and the right of this and the back section will all be clad in wood, and I've decided what I'm going to actually use is gravel board, because you can get that relatively cheap, and I'm always trying to do things on a budget, so it would make more sense to use a gravel board to create that. And I think it's going to look good from all angles. I've just been looking at the framework tonight once I've got this up, and I've decided that yes, it looks great from all angles. So I'll show you the process as I go along. You can see the sort of tools I'm using at the minute, a lot of spirit levels. I have quite a lot of spirit levels. I think I've got a collection of 4 here. They're not the only spirit levels I've got. In fact, I've got 5. There's one on the floor. I didn't know I had that many, but it does help if you've got a spirit level. Now, nothing's in line at the moment, and what I've done to start with is I've dug into the ground. Now, the reason I've dug the posts into the ground is to stop it splaying. So each post, corner post, is dug in. Now, the back corner post on that one, I've had to cut down shorter because we came across what I think was a close line, or a concrete close post that we all used to use back in the day, and it actually started its life at the top bit there. I found it there first, and then it carried on down to here. Now at the top one there, I managed to dig backwards and avoid it, but it's actually got me on this section and I couldn't get it out, so there's no point. Just chop the wood down. You're never going to see, it's never going to affect it. It only has to sit level. So that's what I've done at the moment. So once I've bordered that, that's going to look great. There's 1 or 2 little ideas I've got for this section here, because that does rise up quite some distance there, or at quite an angle, and believe it or not, that's only 20 degrees, very similar to the shack. It would cause its own problems as we go along, and I've got 1 or 2 ideas, but I want to run them through with you as I do it, so you can see what my thought process is, because you can build these things and things can change drastically as you're building them. And that's the best way of doing something. That's what I find. You can commit these things to paper. I haven't on this. I did an initial tiny little sketch on a bit of card, and that was it. And that was just to give me the basic shape of what I thought I'd like. And now I've set about it, I've decided I'm not going to look at that no more. We're going to go with it. And it's going to have to metamorphosize into what it has to become. So I'm calling that an arbour seat. And over time, that's going to look great. Now, this is the original seat that we had. This was going to be the swing seat. I bought this for Kathy for one of her big birthdays. We won't say how old. But it's made out of a Nicoya wood, and which is a sustainable softwood that they treat and inject. But it's very, well, I don't know if it's eco-friendly, but it's very sustainable. And I got a young lad to carve me this bee on at the time, and I love it. And I'm going to put that on a couple of posts, maybe 4 posts on each corner to give it that look. And that's going to sit in there as a seat, so you'll be enclosed in a, well, an arbour, obviously. I'm not going to use things like trellis work. They don't work on things like this. It's better to have something more solid. Now, on the back, I'm going to put a piece of stained glass that I've got. We've got this little window. In fact, because we're keeping this real, let's take you up to it now and show you. And this is it here. So although you won't get this effect when I put it in, that's what it is at the moment. And what I shall do with it is I shall put that on the back section. So you've got to remember it's going to have green behind it, so it's never really going to have the look it should have, but nevertheless it'll still look interesting. So that's going to go in this section here as a kind of a little backdrop, and I think that's going to look really interesting. And again, this is another idea where you just as you build it, you get fresh ideas as you go along, and other little things come into it. And that's what I've decided on that one. So by the time that's all clad in the gravel board inside, it should look really good. We'll keep the front open. We may have to do some little fancy bits to disguise little bits of the ends of the wood, but I'll take you through that process as well as we do it and show you what I tend to do. I'm not a joiner, as I said, but I am quite capable of doing something like this. And you are too, really. Don't think it's hard work. It's not. You can save yourself a fortune by tackling these sort of jobs yourself. So if you follow me over the next couple of videos, maybe 3 videos, I'll show you just how I'm going to go about this and how I'm going to build it. Okay, so hopefully you'll follow me on that. So I'll talk to you after I've got the next section done. Ta-da.